Now in our last video we learned how to do three basic chords. They were E minor, like so, A sustained 2, and C major 7. Today we're going to be looking at some chords that use 3 fingers, but they're very similar to those first 3 that we learned. So now, assuming that we're in an E minor position here, we're going to add the index finger to the 3rd string, 1st fret. So if you want to get a look at it there, and again, these 2 fingers are just like the E minor was, we're just adding this other finger, and so now we get an E major, and we want to strum all of the strings. Now, with those 2 finger chords that we used in the last lesson, all that we did was move the fingers down 1 string toward the floor. We're going to do the same thing again this time. So now we'll move all the fingers 1 string down, and we've got the index finger at the 1st fret of the 2nd string, the ring finger at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the middle finger at the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And so now we'll strum. And for this one we only want to hit strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is A minor. So let's practice switching back and forth between these 2 chords. So we'll move all the fingers back up to where they were for the E major, and then drop them down 1 string each for the A minor, back up to the E major, and then back down for the A minor, and one more time back up, and then back down for the A minor. Now that we're sitting on the A minor chord, we're going to look at another chord. So here we've got the index finger on the 2nd string at the 1st fret, and we've got the ring finger on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, and the middle finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. So let's try to lift the ring finger without moving the other 2. And the same thing that we did in the other lesson we're going to do in this lesson. We're going to take the ring finger and place it just behind the 3rd fret of the 5th string, so we're going to get this chord. And this is a C major chord. For this one we only want to hit strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's try to make sure that we really get on the fingertips, because if we don't, we'll get some kind of sound kind of like... So if you're hearing that sound, it's because you're not straight up and down on the fingertips, so you'll have to get a little bit more out this way to make sure that that works right, and then it should ring clearly. Now this is noticeably harder than the A minor chord for most students. So it'll take you a little bit of time to get this one clearly. Don't be surprised if it takes you 2 or 3 days to get it really good. So now that we know those chords, let's practice moving back and forth between them. So we've got our A minor, and then the C major. And notice that it's only the ring finger that really moves. The other fingers will shift just a little bit, but they stay in basically the same position. Alright, now, let's not forget about the E major, the first chord that we did with 3 fingers. So now we're going to lift all the fingers and go 1 string up toward the ceiling. And so let's go through all of the chords again. E major, then we drop the fingers down, and we're at A minor, and then we move the ring finger up and over, and we're at C major. That's lesson number 2. Thanks.